Many players, even players who do raid, often shy away from this one particular wing. And my question is, why? To be honest, there is a distinct difficulty jump between wings 1 through 4 and the infamous Hall of Chains, which to be honest is significantly easier than it once was, and honestly is nothing to be afraid of. I know we are basically going to hell to kill the Grim Reaper, but I mean, it's not that hard, is it? To answer this question, no, it is not that hard. And in this video, I'm going to give you all the information you need to conquer the Hall of Chains, but more importantly, conquer your fear of this raid wing. So why is Wing 5 important? Well, first off, because you need to complete this wing to do the legendary ring Coalescence, which, believe it or not, only actually requires 1 clear of each of the wings, wing 5, 6, and 7, as long as you do the steps in the right order, and then the rest of the crafting process can be completed with legendary insights from any other raid wing. So you only really need to clear this wing once. However, after you understand this raid wing, you might find that it is actually a lot of fun. So let's get started with the first step, killing Desmina, or at least killing Desmina's body, the Soulless Horror. For this fight, you need a total number of 3 people to actually know what to do, with everyone else just keeping an eye on the minimap and unga-bungaing effectively. You'll be running around a lot, so range damage is great. Classes with animation locks or Dragon Hunter with traps are to be avoided. Another thing to be avoided is stability and anything that pulls targets. Getting started with 2 of the people that need to know what's going on, the tanks. You get the tanking mechanic by taking 1 of 2 runes, and this is a special action key handed back and forth among the 2 tanks. So you let 1 tank stack up to 3 stacks of this debuff that you get by doing this challenge, and then after they're at 3, the other tank will take it, you will wait for that to fall off, and then you will take over. It sounds easy enough, right? Well, this debuff makes you take more damage, and Desmina hits like a truck already, so high toughness healing tanks are preferred. It'll be your job to make sure you are standing in the right place and you are dragging her around effectively. The third person that needs to know what's going on is called the Pusher, and this is usually done by either an engineer with shield and flamethrower or a druid with longbow and glyph of tides. In short, the Pusher is responsible for mitigating one of the most punishing mechanics in this encounter, which is called the Tormented Dead. The Tormented Dead look like flesh golems that necromancers summon, except they are fairly easy to kill, and when they die, they explode in a giant area of denial field that does not go away, and it corrupts all of your boons and does taking damage. Basically, what you want to do is push the Tormented Dead through the group and off the edge of the platform, and snare it and kill it while it is off the edge, or at least away from the group. As I get into the general mechanics of this fight, you'll see why this is the most important. The best way to destabilize a run is having one of these guys explode on your group. I typically like to dedicate the Pusher solely to pushing. I don't really care if they do anything else, just make sure that that boy gets killed off of the group. However, other groups might have this as an Alacrity DPS player. These Tormented Dead spawn every 20 seconds from the center of the platform, and if you're the Pusher, keep an eye on the middle and try to position yourself behind him to push him through the group to their death. The group can help you out by using skills like Epidemic or targeting them once they are in a safe spot that you want to kill them in. So all the people of your party should be paying attention on where these Tormented Dead end up. Now that that's covered, let's cover the actual fight. Besides the Tormented Dead, there are scythes that float around the arena. They also corrupt all of your boons. Desmina has a couple of attacks. One of them is like a pizza attack that goes out in a couple of slices, and you can literally just WASD or move into the gaps. And she does this donut attack where there's like an inner donut that goes off, and then it turns into a big outer ring donut. Just dodge into her to avoid this one. The last thing to worry about for Desmina is that she will go into a CC phase. This CC phase must be dealt with ASAP, or your group will literally get mass feared off the platform and wiped. You cannot cleanse it, you can't do anything about it. If this wasn't enough, the platform itself shrinks at various intervals. You have 90%, 66%, and 33% to shrink the platform, and really there isn't too much spice with this. It is most punishing if your Pusher kind of is bad, or you guys really aren't managing walls well. Speaking of walls, yes, there are walls, and these walls are walls of death. They are RNG. They spawn as either 2 walls with a gap in the middle or one big wall that has gaps on the sides. This is something you must play around. As the tank, you will be responsible for positioning your group in a way that keeps them safe. You cannot dodge, evade, or distort these walls. You can blink over them if you wanted, however, most people just try to avoid them. The last thing there are in this arena are worms, and you can kill these worms with Epidemic, but the tanks should be moving Desmina around to clear these worms out with just cleave damage. On the CM version of this fight, the worms respawn, but really they are a minor part of this encounter. Range DPS and Condi DPS are preferred in this fight. With all of these things in mind, this fight is actually quite a bit of fun. High DPS makes things significantly easier since the fight is relatively high pressure for everyone involved, and a good pusher will also make things a lot easier. I typically have the pusher as a third healer just to make things a little bit easier for the group as a whole, but preferably a class that also has some Condi clears, so like a heal mechanist or a heal druid that could bring some kind of pushing skills. If any pros are watching, maybe you could suggest a better build in the comments, but that's what I got. For suggested comps, pretty much anything in 2025 or 2026 would work. Any high defensive, high heal spec work, so Chronomancers, Firebrands, Heal Scourges, Druids, Heal Revenants, even Heal Berserker or Heal Spectres works. Just be mindful of the stability application for the Boon Corrupt. So for pushers, you want a standalone pusher that is a third healer, which is the safest option, or you could do a like Alacrity DPS or something. And for the Druid, you would like to run Glyph of Tides, Longbow, Point Blank Shot, and make sure that you are running the Marksmanship trait line with the Grandmaster trait Lead the Wind, which allows your Point Blank Shot to recharge faster, but it also allows your bow skills to pierce, ensuring that it won't get body blocked by a worm or by the boss itself. Moving on to the River of Souls. Now, the River of Souls is a little escort quest where you need to escort Desmina up the River of Souls. You have 2 groups, one that is an escort group and one that is a forward group. The forward group is incredibly easy. You just rush up the river and you kill these little skeleton guys that spawn. You usually have a healer with you, and you need to essentially just travel up this river and kill mobs when they come up. These little mobs that you guys are killing keep Desmina from progressing, and they cause problems in the run, so it's best to just weather the ticking DPS with the healers and have movement speed buffs and keep it pushing. This is the easier of the 2 groups, but really both sides need to do their part. For the escort group, they stick with Desmina, and ideally they provide movement speed buffs to her like swiftness and super speed, and your job is to essentially escort Desmina and heal her and boon her up. There are mobs that spawn that stop her and explode on her. Just heal her through it. There are the same walls of death that spawn for this group, and there are skeletons that attack you, and you get pulled by the rifts that appear, and you have bombs that appear underneath you. The key for the escort group is just to remember the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Just keep moving, avoid the walls, avoid all the stuff, and heal Desmina as much as you can when she takes damage. Overall, the River of Souls is pretty easy. Moving on to the Statues of Grenth. The Statues of Grenth are the Broken King, the Eater of Souls, and Eyes. For the Broken King, this is the Frost guy, and we're going to DPS him slowly. There are basically green circles that spawn as his health degrades, and you need to stand in these green circles. Each person can stack up to 3 before they become frozen and take a lot of damage. Your healer can heal you through this frozen debuff, but in short, if you miss a green circle, your whole squad takes heavy damage. Make sure you are DPSing him fast or slow enough and collect all of the green orbs. The only mechanic besides this worth mentioning is the cracks on the ground. Don't stand in them. For the Eater of Souls, this is the big mouth guy, and there may seem like a lot going on here, which there is and there isn't. First up, for tanking this guy, there are 4 domino spots on the ground, and they light up. You want to position this boy over the lit up domino slice, and the rest of the team will kill a spider that spawns, which will generate orbs around the center ring, these orange orbs. If you walk into them, you'll get a special action key, and then you throw these orbs to the domino slice until it is fully lit up. Following that, that, the team will DPS the Eater of Souls down and cause him to expel red orbs into the sky. After these red orbs are generated, you can follow a lost spirit into the sky to collect the orbs. After collecting 5 orbs, you return to your normal body, and you have then made progress towards the actual encounter. Many groups will skip the first lost spirit or the first green and opt for killing 2 spiders, filling up 2 dominoes, and then sending 5 people into the lost spirit to collect the red orbs at once. Once the orbs bar is filled, you can kill the Eater of Souls permanently and you're good to go. If you decide to do multiple phases of the spirit phase, so you decide not to send 5 people up and you decide to take things a little slower, you can send the same people up, but you do get a fractured spirit debuff that will keep you from going into a green. So if you go into a green once and then you come out of it and then you want to go again and you have this debuff, it will instantly kill you. So make sure that that debuff times out before you go back into the green. The last of the statues is eyes. Now, eyes are the more coordinated part. You split your squad in half, and then you have 2 people to throw lights. Now, the light throwing group needs to make sure they are throwing orbs to the 2 groups as evenly as they can, and the 2 groups use this light to DPS the eyes themselves. The 2 eyes need to be stunned using the light orbs by picking up the light orb and then pressing skill 2. There are other hard CC skills that are your regular abilities, like mechanist attacks and stuff like that, that will overwrite this skill 2 light orb skill. So keep all of your CC to yourself during this fight. Do not CC them. Let the light orb guy who is doing the lights stun the eyes. The 2 eyes need to die around the same time or they will respawn each other. They don't respawn at full health, but they do come back with like 10% or 20% or something like that. For the DPS group, just make sure you are picking up the light and you're using skill 2. Typically you have 1 guy dedicated to that, so you'll have 3 DPS people on each side. You'll have 1 light guy stunning them and then 1 guy throwing the light to you. Now for light throwing, you should alternate the middle light orb. 3 of these light orbs spawn up top, and you should alternate the middle light orb between both sides. There are skeletons that spawn called light thieves that will pick up the orb and run around. If you are a DPS player, you can kill the skeletons to retrieve the light, or you can just wait for the light to respawn and throw it to the side that needs it. Trying to be fast in regards to making sure the teams have enough light orbs will prevent the eyes from teleporting around, which will happen if they are not stunned. They also need to be stunned to be DPS'd, so if they are just getting teleported all around, you're kind of at a standstill. Overall, eyes aren't super hard. You just need to work as a group and make sure you aren't hard CCing the eyes. It could really go as slow or as fast as needed to be completed. It is a coordination check more than anything. Now, lastly, Wing 5, we have Dhuum. Now, Dhuum is one of the big scary bosses of the game, but many people consider it one of the hardest bosses for normal modes. And realistically, the boss itself isn't the problem. It's the arena that is the problem. But let's start with the special roles and how things are structured currently. You have 3 special roles with sometimes a 4th person that assists. And of course, these roles are greens. The greens, in my opinion, are the most critical aspect of this fight, and everything else is secondary. If you have a good group of people performing the greens mechanic, you're going to be absolutely fine. So starting with Green 1. Green 1 is a DPS player that performs the green mechanic. His only job besides DPSing the boss is to do greens. A class that has a blink is probably the best, so you can ensure that you're making it to the right spot at the right time. While you are working on your green, you should do your best to clear the spiders off of the reapers around the room as you're making your way over to your green. It is not your primary job to clear the reapers, but do your best while you are going to your mechanic. Green 2 is the messenger kiter, which performs the green mechanic, but this guy's job is twofold. So he aggroes all of the messengers around the arena, and he also heals the reapers as they need it. Now, a lot of messenger kiter builds are kind of like celestial builds that do a little bit of DPS, a little bit of healing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And so they can also help clear the mobs off the reapers. But for the most part, their job is to basically get the messengers and aggro them, so that way they aren't aggroed to reapers, they aren't aggroed to the group, and keep them busy. But they also do green too. Now, green 3 is the tank. So green 3 is also the tank for Dhuum, and so your job is primary tank. I'll cover tanking a little bit more later, but really, tanking is super easy. He's not super punishing. All you need to do is make sure you're standing in the right spot around the arena to make sure that everything is good. Now, if you decide to be a green and you have to go collect these orbs, there is some nuance to it. So essentially, you have 5 orbs that you need to collect and you need to return to your body. These orbs are different sizes. There are large, medium, and small orbs, and the small orbs prevent spiders from spawning, the medium orbs prevent messengers from spawning, and the large orbs prevent the skeletons from spawning. Your job as a green is to collect 5 orbs, but one of these 5 orbs needs to be a large orb. If you miss a large orb, you will need to let the team know. The skeleton will kill the reapers incredibly fast. These skeletons are the same ones that appear during the pre-event, so make sure if you are running greens, you collect a large orb. Real quick, the 4th person that I mentioned, sometimes groups will want somebody to do the first green 2, and so you'll just have a random DPS player do the green 2 for the kiter, just to make things a little bit easier and cleaner for the group. Not every group does this, but if your commander asks for somebody to roger up to do the first green 2, all you have to do it is the very first one that spawns. For additional mechanics outside of Dhuum himself, a random player will get selected for a bomb. Now, this bomb does massive group damage and it needs to be removed from the group. Depending on where you are in the fight will depend on where you take this bomb. For the most part, after green 2 is completed, you can safely bring it to the green 2 corner, which is on the right side of Dhuum's throne if you are looking at it, which is opposite to the side that your tank will be tanking, at least for the first half of the fight. And when you bring bombs out, be mindful of what green is going to be active, where your kiter is, and overall just run it out and let it explode on its own. It's got its own internal timer, so if you activate it early, you will get another bomb early. Just let it expire on its own. There will be tethers, which has a chained together mechanic. If you just separate from whoever your partner is, this mechanic is a minor one. It's important nonetheless. It does a lot of damage, so just if you happen to get a pop-up saying that you are chained, or you notice that you're getting a lot of additional damage on you, just move away from the group. As far as Dhuum's attacks himself, the only real important attacks that he does are his dips. There are minor dips, which you will experience multiple times, and then there are major dips, which you usually experience twice. The minor dips leave a fairly large mark on the ground, which will steal boons from you if you stand on it, while also doing major damage to you. So definitely when he goes under the floor to do a minor dip, avoid his AoE. The second type of dip is a major dip. This is where Dhuum goes to the center of the room, and this happens at a couple different points in the fight. And the most important aspect of the major dip is to be facing Dhuum when this happens. He will push you backwards from wherever you are facing, and you will need to collect your body, which is a shining light on your screen. If your back is to a wall and you are facing Dhuum, you should be able to just walk forward and collect it. This is important because immediately following this, he does this giant whirlwind that pulls and sucks all of the players towards him. And when he does this, he steals all of your party's boons. So it can be kind of challenging to get out of that if you don't have any swiftness or super speed or anything. And you have a limited amount of time to collect your body. So as long as when he goes to the center of the room, you are facing him and you have your back to the wall, you will get blown away from Dhuum, and then you can kind of walk forward towards him, collect your body. For major dips, don't panic, just boon rip him and stay out of his big AoE while he's sucking you towards him. The last thing to pay attention to for the Dhuum fight is the 10% phase. Regardless of if you are a green or not, at 10%, everyone will go up into the air and collect orbs, and following that, you will go back down to Dhuum. While you are collecting orbs, you need to just stay calm and don't go into the center light. If you are a green at all, do not go into the center light. It is a bug zapper and you will instantly die. So stay out of the center light and collect 5 orbs. Everybody's going to need to do this. You need a minimum of I think 7 or 8 people alive at the final 10% phase after everybody collects orbs. And that is because you need to activate seal seals to enter a DPS phase on Dhuum. You may need to do these seals multiple times, but that's all right. Typically, most groups that I've played with, they do seals twice. So pick a seal, and then when you do your DPS phase, that is the same seal you are going to go to after. You don't need to panic. You should be aware that this needs to happen fairly quickly. You can't really dilly-dally. I think you have like 1.5 minutes to do the final 10% burn on Dhuum. But really, he is just a DPS golem at this point of the fight. And that's pretty much Wing 5. I'm going to start doing the outro here, but I am going to leave you guys with an unedited Dhuum fight alongside with a replay of this fight with the logs, so that way hopefully it'll give you an idea of how the fight is paced and kind of where the positioning is. I will have a little bit of overlays on this side to give you an idea that makes it a little bit more clear of where you're standing and who is doing what at different parts of this encounter. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. A big thanks to all of my subscribers and a special thanks to all of my members who have decided to support the channel directly. We got some newcomers recently: Hexius, Abdallah, Andy, 3005, MT, and Chris. I appreciate it, guys. I might have missed it if I was live and you guys joined or whatever, but if you want to support the channel, you can use the members link in the description, or you can use the referral link, as I am an Arenanet partner. So that being said, I do raid trainings on Saturdays, my time. Typically, I follow the Emboldened schedule, but join the Discord and pay attention to the events and announcements channel. I also do gem code giveaways, among other things, on a weekly basis. So join the Discord and get involved with my community. Cheers, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Your guild? Or like just a Discord server?
It's a community.
Oh, okay.
It's not really a guild. It's so the guild that I have actually has NA and EU players in it. Most of my community is EU based though. Just because I normally play so early. Like right now at 8 AM.
What do you play so early though?
Because I have a family. I have a 5-year-old and a wife. So as soon as they wake up, I do family.
They distract you.
Well, just
Get away, get away, get away.
yeah, you can go over that way. Don't use the special action key. Just let it expire naturally.
Yeah. So we do it clockwise, and I need to do it the other way.
What?
Like you turn clockwise, right? We are turning clockwise. That's what I noticed. I think.
Yeah, so...
What is set in motion can only be undone if we falter. Keep us all alive for fury rising.
Sup, Dhuum. Damn, that scythe. I wish we had a scythe weapon in the game. Like an actual scythe.
Yeah, when he goes under, just get out of the area, because he'll steal all your boons. Here's the dip. Alright, come over.
Damn it.
Going up. Oh god.
Protected. Advance.
Alright, major dip, back against the wall.
I see.
Yeah.
I see a
Select your light.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Okay, I understand now.
Don't get sucked.
What to do?
one another in sacrifice. Your souls are linked. Separate.
Whew.
Guys.
Now. Now. Burn. Charge. Beautiful blend.
Alright, that's the major minor dip.
One another in sacrifice. Your souls are linked. Separate.
If you get that notification. you
Yeah, I
reset
got it. Now I understand the mechanic. I just have to go to my light
Alright, that's me.
and dodge his dips.
Join one another in sacrifice. Your souls are linked. Separate.
Alright. Alright, major dip.
I see a light.
Struggle, submit, flee.
Dhuum's gaze falls on me. Advance.
Two to the bone.
Don't suck me. Don't suck me, please.
Join one another in sacrifice. Your souls are linked. Separate.
I think we tank him here.
I may not survive.
Rebound.
Someone help me.
Doom's gaze falls on me.
Now. Rise.
Alright, that's the dip.
Join one another in sacrifice.
That's the damn.
I need assistance.
Okay, everybody's about
No,
to go up.
no.
Everybody's going up. Don't
Oh,
get
God.
lasered
Return to
and
your bodies at once. Stand in for the Reapers. Buy us time. Doom must never
just collect
escape.
orbs. Don't go to the laser.
How much do I need to collect?
5.
Damn it, I'm gonna fail it
Okay,
like I always do.
pick one.
Fury rising.
Just if you're dead, ready, check.
Solid ground.
Hold nothing back now. The fate of Tyria hangs in the balance.
What happened now?
DPS.
Cooling down. Servant of mine. Walk this land.
Alright, we're gonna have to do it again.
Let's roll.
Hold nothing
Refreshing.
back now.
I feel
The
energized.
fate of Tyria
Alright, we got
hangs
it.
in the balance.
The voice.
Ooh, we did it! This is my first kill?
You're welcome.
Hell yeah, man, that was so easy.
I told you.
It wasn't as hard as people say it is. Like
Yeah.
the whole, like the hardest thing is the orb mechanic, but you can practice that.
It's really not as bad as everybody makes it seem. And
Did they actually nerf this, or like it's been like this all the time?
it's been like this all the time.
The Reapers paid a heavy price.
They did as they were meant to do.
Nice.
As you did.
And what happens now? There's no one left to rule the underworld.
Hell yeah.
There.
Now I'm gonna go and get my
So the thing is behind Doom's chair. So come,
yeah. The Coalescence item.
yeah, come back here. It's right here. But you have to do wing 6 and wing 7 too, by the way.
After this, the next
as part
collection.
of as part of the collection, yeah. Only
But
need
those are like not hard. From what I heard.
Kadim 1 is.
Oh, Kadim.
want
Okay.
that.
Kadim, yeah, wing 7 isn't hard.
Kadim is an Arabic word, by the way. The old one.
Oh, really? That's what it means?
Yeah. It means the old. Yeah. Can I sit here? No, it's just like a.
Yeah, it's not even. You can walk right through it.